All right, shalom, 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 shalom. First and foremost, giving all praise and glories to Yahweh Bashim Shai Bahashim, Harakah HaKadosh, and double honors to elder apostles, elder bishops, a great millstone that there's truth from, and peace and salutation, hopeful like to women be on the forms of the earth. On the brother Kwam Gabar coming back with another lesson to edify the body. Yahweh Bashim Shai, the house of David. And before I begin, I say Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai. All blessings and glories to the Heavenly Father, Abba, now Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Harakah HaKadosh. And once again, double honors to the apostles of the bishops, a great millstone that there's truth from. And peace and salutations, lawful elect. Today's lesson is 7,000 men should not bend the knee to Baal. I got a couple precepts, but let me grab this first. I just came, I wanted to start with this. Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai. This is Psalms 84:11. 84:11 and 12. It says, "For Yahweh Bashim Shai, thy power is a sun and a shield. Yahweh Bashim Shai will give grace and glory. No good thing will he uphold from them that walk uprightly." Let me read it again. This is Psalms 84:11. And it reads, "For Yahweh Bashim Shai, power is a sun and a shield." The sun is Yahweh Shai, and the shield is he's our protection from the coming dangers, the coming evils, ultimately to keep us from the hour of temptation. Right? And it reads, it says, "For Yahweh Bashim Shai, power is a sun and a shield. Yahweh Bashim Shai will give grace and glory. No good thing will he uphold from them that walk uprightly. O Yahweh Bashim Shai, blessed is the man that trusteth in thee." So Lord willing, Abba now Yahweh Bashim Shai, Bahashim Harakah HaKadosh, the water Yahweh Bashim Shai, for allowing us today. Today's August 28, 2025. A hopeful year of Esau's destruction, the hopeful year of our deliverance. And we're getting so close to the Lord mandating this, the MOTB, the mark of the beast, right? So like, hold on for a second. Just give me 1 second. I don't want my video to shut off, but so, yeah, Salakia. So the Lord, we're going to trust in the Lord. The Lord's not going to, the Lord revealed his secrets to the servants of prophets, So let's get another scripture. This is Revelations 3:10. I'm just going to make this really quick in the spirit, just before I go into the store. Because the day, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. People are starting to get waxing worse and worse, because they're seeing their lives flash before their eyes, and the doors are closing in on them. Right? This is Revelations 3:10 and 11. And it reads, it says, "Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which should come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Behold, I come quickly." This is the words of Yahweh Shai. He says, "Behold, I come quickly. Hold thy fast which thou hast, that no man take your crown," right? That no man takes our crown, right? Let's go to, let's go to 1 Kings 1 and 19, right? Chapter 1, verse 19 and 18. Right, Salakia. 1 Kings 19 and 18. And it reads, it says, Yet I have left me 7,000 in Israel. Right? 7 means completion, right? All the knees which have not bowed unto Baal, right? And every mouth which had not kissed him, right? Because 2/3, are, they fall after the ways of the wicked. Esau, Edom. He's about to go on. The Lord's about to shut this whole thing right back down, and it's not the only way you're gonna open it open back up is only way you're gonna be able to function in society if you have the MOTB. Right? It says, let me read it again. It says, Yet I have left me 7,000 in Israel. All the knees which I have not bowed unto Baal, and every mouth which had not kissed him. Let's go to let's go into the new priest, the new testament, the new covenant, right? Romans 11 and verse 4 says, But what saith the answer of Yahweh Bashmashai unto him? I have reserved unto myself 7,000 men who have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal. Right? Let's go to Revelations 15. Right? This is Revelation 15. Revelation 13 and 15 through 18. It says, And he had power to give life to the image of the beast. Right? The image is what? The philosophies, right? And the beast is what? The system. Esau's system. Right? And that the image of the beast shall both speak and cause that as many shall not worship the image of the beast shall be killed. Let's go to Revelations 20 in verse 4. It says, And I saw thrones, and they that sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. That's the elect, 144,000, right? It says, And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them, the elect, the 1/3, that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushai, the confession of Yahushai, the worship of Yahushai, the praise of Yahushai, right? And of the word of Yahweh, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. And they lived and reigned with Yahushua Mashiach 1,000 years. You see? The first 1,000 years is going to be a rigorous rule, because we have to beat these heathen nations into subjection. Right? And then after 1,000 years, Esau is going to be cut off the earth. He's going to be taken out of the earth. Right? So let's go back to Revelations 13 and verse 16. And he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. Right? And it says, And that no man might buy or sell, save he had the mark. The mark is charagma. Charagma in the Greek, it says, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name, right? His name is George Jeffrey Lore, right? George has 6 letters, Jeffrey has 6 letters, Lore has 6 letters. And he happened to die, right? Pass away in 2020. What happened in 2020? That the vaccines came out, and 2/3 went and got the vaccines. So that was just a test run to see if people would do it, and guess what? It happened, because the Lord is telling us, man. Give them warning. Tell how long you supposed to love simplicity. You delight in your scorning. You're scorners. You're liars. You delight in everything, but you don't delight in the word. You see where you're supposed to. It says, here is wisdom. And who is wisdom? What is wisdom? Sophia. Who is wisdom? Yahushai. Let him that understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 603 right? 666. You see that? Let's go to let's close out with Revelations 15 and verse 2. And it reads, it says, and I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues, for in them is filled up the wrath of Yahweh. Let's look up that word wrath in it. Let's look it up. Let's look it up. Get a better understanding what it means. Extreme anger. Let's look up that word extreme. Right? It says that reaching a high or the highest degree, very great, furthest from the center or a given point, outermost, reaching. Precept just came to me, 2nd Ezra 15 and verse 6. And it reads, it says, for wickedness hath exceeding polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. It reached unto heaven, and it's gotten. Esau has deceived 2/3 of our own people, knowing that he's being deceived. We know that he's being deceived because the deceiver are Yahweh Shem Shai. You see? So let's go back to Revelations 15 and verse 2. It says, and I saw it, and I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire. Right? Because it's the fathership. The fathership. We're going to be looking down, a bird's eye view. And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, because this place is going to be on fire. Babylon the Great, aka America, 5,000 square miles from New York to California to Canada to Mexico. Right? From the east coast to the west coast, from the north to the south. And as I saw, as it were, a sea of glass mingled with fire, and then they had gotten the victory over the beast and over his image, and over his mark, and over his number, and over the number of his name, standing on the sea of glass, having harps the harps of Yahweh Bashemel Shai, right? And they sang the song of Moses and the servant of Yahweh Bashemel Shai, and the song of Yahweh Shai, saying, Great and marvelous are thy works, Yahweh Bashemel Shai, all power, almighty, just and true in all thy ways, thou King of the saints. The saints are the Israelites, right? Who shall not fear thee, O Yahweh, Yahweh Shem Shai, and glorify thy name? The water, Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, that we were able to glorify thy name, Lord willing, in truth and sincerity. The water, Yahweh Shem Shai, today, August 28th, 2025, that we're able to glorify thy name in truth and sincerity. Lord willing, we continue into the end. It says, who shall not fear thee, right? Let's go to, just real quick, Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. It says, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. That's the reason. Let us hear the conclusion, the end of a thing, the whole matter. Fear Yahweh and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man, the Israelite man. You got to be an Israelite to keep the Lord's commandments. You got to be of the elect to keep the Lord's commandments. You see? So let's go back to Revelations 15 and 4 and close out there. The water Yahweh Shemel Shai Bahashim Harakah Kadash. And it reads again. It says, who shall not fear thee, O Yahweh Shemel Shai, and great and glorify thy name? For thou only art holy. For all nations, the nation of Israel, the 12 tribes, shall come and worship before thee, and for thy judgments are made manifest. And it's also talking about all the nations in the kingdom of heaven. You're going to have to beat the heathen into submission, to keep the Lord's holy days, to keep his ways, and after 1,000 years, we just can't wait, man, to get this nigga out of earth, man. Can't wait for Esau to be burnt up, And let's go there, man. Let's close out with that. Let's go to Obadiah 1. The water Yahweh Shemel Shai Bahashim Harakah Kadash. This is Obadiah 1 and 18. It says, verse 17 says, but upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. And what is our ultimate? That's the ultimate word of blessed. Being blessed is to possess all your possessions. Everything that you see on the earth, it belongs to us. The earth was made for our sakes, the Israelites' sakes, right? And it says, in the house of Jacob shall be a fire, in the house of Joseph a flame, the northern and the southern kingdom, and the house of Esau, the man with the clown suit, the red man, the self-proclaimed white man, but he's not white, he's red. It says, and for the house of Esau, for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahweh Shemel Shai hath spoken it. That's going to be after 1,000 years in the kingdom. You see? Let's close out with Isaiah 14 and verse 1. And for Yahweh Bashem Moshe will have mercy upon Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. Lord willing, we are the first fruits to enter into the land, the Holy Land, where the kingdom of heaven is here, going to be on earth. Jerusalem, right? After the Lord burns up Jerusalem, because the phonies are in our land. They're not the real Israelites. They call themselves Israelis. You know, you're not going to find the word Israeli in the Bible. You're going to find Israelites or Jacob, you know, or David, the house of David, right? It says, for Yahweh Bashem Moshe will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own. That's why, the Lord said, rise and depart, for this is not your rest, right? And set them in their own land, and their strangers, and the strangers shall join with them. The strangers or the Israelite foreigners, the 2/3 that don't know they're the Israelites. They think they're still a so-called Negro, right? A so-called Latino, a so-called Native American. Those are proverbs. Those are bywords. Those that the Lord put the curse on us, so we would forget our heritage. This is the only time, the only place that we've forgotten our heritage. The Lord wiped us out. You know, He made us so dry, the valley of dry bones. You see, it says, and the people shall take them and bring them into their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them, the heathen, all the heathen. And the top heathen is Esau for 1,000 years, and he's going to be burnt up. Right? It says, and possess them in the land of Yahweh Bashem Moshe for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. And it shall come to pass in the day that Yahweh Bashem Moshe shall give thee rest for our sorrow, and for thy fear, and for thy hard bondage, wherein thou hast made to serve. This is the worst captivity known to man, because this is the last time we're going to be in captivity, and after this the Lord's going to deliver us from the hand of the wicked. So with that, Lord's willing, it's been edifying through the Spirit, man. 7,000 men should not bend the knee to Baal. And Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua, that we were called, and Lord willing, we're chosen. Then, who am I chosen? Let's get that. I got to close out with that. 2nd Ezra 16. Right? And verse 73. Verse 73. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold is tried in the fire. This is Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua for 144, man. A white horse, Honda Accord on one accord. Right? The house of David, Lord willing. It says, then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold is tried in the fire. Hear, O ye my beloved, saith Yahweh Shemashai, behold the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, For Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai is our guide. You know? Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Double honors to elder apostles, elder bishops of Great Millstone, where we learn the truth from. And peace and salutation to Ovek. Shalom, 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 shalom.